How are things going at Tesla Motors?
Oh, they're going really well. Yeah.
You build cars like this one right here?
Yeah.
A few years ago, the founder of Chinese automaker BYD was concerned that the company might not survive. However, today, BYD is posing a threat to Tesla as the world's top seller of electric vehicles. In the third quarter, BYD sold 431,603 fully electric cars, which is very close to Tesla's sales of 435,059. The company is on track to sell about 1.8 million EVs by the end of this year, which would be equal to Tesla's EV sales target for this year. BYD was founded in 1995 as a battery manufacturer, but its progress in the past few years has been remarkable. The company, which also sells hybrid gasoline-electric cars, plans to sell a total of 3.6 million vehicles this year, which could place it among the world's top 10 automakers based on unit sales. BYD, a Chinese car brand, has surpassed Volkswagen to become the best-selling car brand in China and is now growing into an export powerhouse. This achievement is a testament to the ambition of two executives, Wang Chuanfu and Stella Li. Chinese officials provided subsidies and purchased BYD vehicles for government fleets, while also supporting the broader EV market by offering assistance to buyers. BYD has recently expanded its operations in Europe and Southeast Asia by exporting cost-competitive EVs. The company aims to double its export sales to 400,000 vehicles in the coming year. BYD has already established itself as a top EV seller in various markets, including Australia, Sweden, Thailand, and Israel. The Atto 3, BYD's main export model, is sold in Europe as an accessible premium vehicle for around $40,000. Rival automakers' executives have flocked to BYD's booths at auto shows, and attendees booked slots to test drive their vehicles. As BYD focuses more on exports, policymakers in Europe and the US are worried about low-cost competition from China and are trying to build up their domestic industries. In the EU, Chinese automakers are being investigated for any unfair government help. In North America, BYD has become one of the largest electric bus and truck makers, seeing that segment as an easier entry point than passenger vehicles amid potential backlash from regulators and U.S. rivals. Due to the tension in U.S.-China relations, BYD executives have stated that the U.S. consumer car market is currently inaccessible. However, expanding beyond China is crucial for the company as China's economy is slowing down. Overall passenger car sales in China have declined since 2017, and domestic competition has become more intense. In September 2008, Berkshire Hathaway purchased a 10% stake in BYD for $232 million through its energy unit, which Sokol then led. Sokol has since left Berkshire. Just 3 months later, BYD launched the world's first mass-produced plug-in hybrid, beating planned launches of similar vehicles by General Motors and Toyota. BYD claimed that its plug-in hybrid used batteries designed in-house, which were scaled-up versions of the cell phone battery technology it had been developing for years. By the end of 2009, BYD's share price had more than quintupled, and Berkshire's position was worth more than $1 billion. Wang became the wealthiest person in China, according to a Forbes ranking at the time. BYD sold its first plug-in hybrid to a limited number of government agencies and corporations in China. The following year, the company started manufacturing its first all-electric car. The Chinese government urged domestic automakers to focus more on electric vehicles, offering subsidies, tax breaks, and relief from car registration red tape to buyers of battery-powered cars. By the mid-2010s, BYD was introducing hybrid vehicles that were significantly cheaper than comparable models from the incumbent hybrid leader Toyota. In the late 2010s, various Chinese EV startups entered the market. In 2019, Tesla started delivering cars produced at its new Shanghai plant, which could be sold at lower prices in China due to the absence of import tariffs. By the first half of 2020, about 20% of EVs sold in China were Teslas. BYD, a Chinese EV maker, competes with Tesla on price by producing luxurious cars that are less expensive than those of Tesla. However, BYD faced difficulties in competing with its lower-cost rivals in terms of range. It produced longer-driving cars that used a new type of battery, but the production was suspended due to reports of the batteries catching fire. In 2019, BYD sold 21% fewer vehicles than the previous year as competition increased, the economy slowed down, and state subsidies for electric and hybrid vehicle purchases decreased. The earnings of the company also fell by almost half, and the focus became survival. The company has discontinued its gasoline-only vehicles since last year. BYD's executives believe that commercial vehicles can help the company establish a presence overseas without challenging local manufacturers in the larger, more sensitive passenger car segment. To this end, BYD plans to introduce new commercial vehicle models, including electric trucks, in several overseas markets over the next 3 years as part of a more than $20 billion push. Under Lee's guidance, BYD has made deals to supply electric buses to fleet operators in several countries, including the US, UK, and Japan, over the past decade. This is part of BYD's expansion plan, and Lee has been laying the groundwork for it. BYD continues to rely on low-wage workers to keep its costs low. Some of BYD's lowest-level factory floor workers have said that they are paid less than around $750 a month, compared to the roughly $1,000 a month they could earn at Tesla's Shanghai plant. However, factory wages have risen 122% in China over the past decade, and that has led some manufacturers to search elsewhere for cheaper labor. BYD has adjusted by leaning less heavily on people-centered manufacturing methods. Factories that BYD has built more recently cost more and have much higher levels of automation, according to people at the company. Over the past couple of years, Berkshire has periodically trimmed its stake in BYD, which is currently at roughly 3.39%. Investors following Buffett said that this move has been prompted, at least in part, by concerns about the geopolitical risks of investing in a Chinese company. However, Buffett didn't respond to a question about the sales. According to the investment bank UBS, BYD has a cost advantage of around 25% over traditional automakers in North America and Europe, mainly due to its in-house manufacturing of parts. Analysts at UBS recently examined a 2022 BYD model and found that around 3/4 of its parts were manufactured in-house. The BYD spokesperson said that the company's sales are proof of customer satisfaction with the quality of the vehicles, referring to the large amount of research and technology that has gone into them. At an event commemorating BYD's production of its 5 millionth EV in Shenzhen in August, Wang reflected on BYD's rise from a battery maker to an automobile powerhouse. The company said it took 13 years to produce 1 million vehicles, a year and a half to produce another 2 million, and then just 9 months for the latest 2 million. The era of Chinese automobiles has come, Wang said. So that's all from today's video. If you liked this video, please like it, subscribe for more auto updates, share your thoughts in the comment section, and share it with your friends. See you soon.